Alright. Yeah, this is Xenoblade, run by Beenya, 96, and I have a co-commentator with me named Ayan Frodo.
Hi there.
Hi.
I run this game too, and I guess I am the current world record holder, even though it's kind of different for this category.
Well, let's see. First things first, start is a little bit different than you would expect. We don't start from the main menu simply because the first load takes seconds longer.
Mm-hmm.
And time starts once I confirm that the load is completed. So I start in 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles is a long game, casually, and we are lucky that every cutscene, aside from some short ones depicting a change in environment, are skippable. That cuts literally 10 hours of worth of cutscenes out of the game.
Yeah.
And the game starts with a short prologue showing that how Dunban, Dixon, and Munkar mostly single-handedly defeated the Mechon invasion a year prior to the game, and a nice gimmick in New Game Plus is if you start a new game, Munkar is actually looking like a homestead, and new game the game expects you to already know that he's turning to something else and just shows you the later game model of his character.
Do you want me to explain what you're doing in this menu?
Yes, the first thing I'll do is misclick.
No, he's equipping all the gems because they're not equipped to your current weapons. So he has to go through this lengthy menu in order to equip these weapons. This will be on for the rest of the run, I believe, on 60 Hz.
Yes, I use the same setup for the rest. Well, mostly I'll change
for,
one
gem
on
right?
Shulk.
Shulk, yeah. That's the same, no.
But yeah, it's mostly to max out strength, get some extra attack damage on the weapon by increasing its minimum and maximum output. And in case of Shulk, it's also Earth Cloak, which reduces visibility range on aggro range on ground-based enemies. And instead of back attack at first, we started with first attack simply because most fights are over after a single attack if done right. Later on, back attack is more consistent simply because we need, or simply because the one skill that will kill others immediately is back attack, backslash. So at some point it's just not feasible to use the first attack gem anymore. And of course, any character that will control at any point in the game has a quick step gem attached, if possible. Because otherwise we
run
up
slow.
to 25% slower.
Yeah. Yeah, and the 25% quick step stuff is capped, so you can only run 25% faster.
There is
so you can't get any extra.
Yeah, there is a skill that you can, well, inherit to others, if you want to call it that.
You can link,
Yeah, you can link it, but since it's hard capped at 25%, it doesn't help past that if you have a max speed up gem already.
There's one character that benefits from this though, but we're not controlling her right now.
Yeah. There's only a few characters that we only control for a short time. This is Fiora, another important character. And she's the first one that we don't attach a quickstep jump to. Instead, we have boots that have a quickstep jump pre-inserted. So it's, I think, 10% extra or something like that. That's 25.
Yeah, 10-15%-ish. So.
Yeah. And instead, we also give her the extra 4% from the skilling.
Yeah, and she also has her own like innate 5% increase or 4. I can't remember. But
oh, so it was her skill. I thought it was someone else's.
Oh no, it's like her skill plus Ricky's.
Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, Fiora is kind of Shulk's girlfriend, but not really.
They're not going out. They're kind of like she wants her to ask him out, him to ask her out basically. But Shulk's really oblivious and doesn't do it.
Yeah, he's only interested in his research. Everything else is not that important. Yeah. After we went back to the weapon lab, Ryan, the third character we have right now, touched the Monado, legendary weapon, and lost control of it, obviously. And
although that particular Monado doesn't hurt people.
Yeah. It seemed like he would cut Fiora in half, but since the Monado can't hurt Bionis people, it just stops and turns off.
It literally bounces off her.
Yeah, it bounces off her and out of Ryan's hand.
Yeah.
And right afterwards, we learn that he got sentence, if you want to call it, to get some ether cylinders because he did something to upset the commander. I don't know what.
He was late after his break because he was helping Shulk earlier against the Caterpillars. So that's why he's grabbing the ether cylinders. That's why Shulk's coming along with him. Because he felt responsible.
Well, kind of was.
Yeah. I believe Fiora's back in the party right now.
Yeah. When Ryan and Shulk left to get the ether cylinders, they forgot the transport bags or capsules. So Fiora went ahead and waited for them to give them their transport capsules and tagged along then.
Can I ask something real quick?
Of course.
When do you need the language? Which one? Or did you already put it in?
I can change at any point in time in the game.
Ah, okay, so we keep the incentive coming, or going.
Yes, it's fruit interchangeable at any point, as long as I have access to the menu.
Perfect, so we should remind everyone that they can donate for that. And with that, I will terminate my hosting shift and give it over to Dancy, who will do this from now on, or who will give you the overview from now on. Have a good day, enjoy the runs, and thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Dancy.
Hi.
Continue your run.
Okay, so now we found the destination to drop off to fill the ether cylinders, and we do that, but then robots attack us. But they're not quite Mechon.
No,
they
it's
can be hurt quite easily.
ancient machines and...
Yeah. But then the actual Mechon attack, and
Yeah, right after that, Mechon attack, and the Shulk theorizes that the ancient machines actually didn't attack because of us, but because of the Mechon. Probably because people from Colony 9 often went to this cylinder depot to get reserve cylinders before, and nothing ever happened. Yes, in case you wonder why I don't quick travel right now, it's deactivated for this whole part of the story for story reasons. Who would have thought?
yeah, and there will be several points in the game where that will be the case.
Yeah. There will also be several points in the game where you cannot teleport into old and probably destroyed areas.
Yes, there's areas where you can't return to once you get to a certain point in the game story.
And here we have our first Mechon. It's supposed to be a challenge normally, but we are also, well, we're level 19, we're over level for almost any fight.
Yeah, and the weapons that we have are effective against Mechon. If you don't have Mechon effective weapons, you basically do 1 damage to the Mechon.
Yeah, unless
So-
they are toppled or you have more auto enchant on the weapon.
Yeah.
At which point they deal a normal amount of damage again, and also with enchant they have some extra damage per attack. So we are running around town right now. At first we are trying to get the Monado, because that's the only weapon that can naturally damage Mechon without any extra help from outside, but the entrance has been blocked off by a phased Mechon, I think, attacking and throwing one of the mobile artillery or something into the wall. So now we are trying to get to that artillery in the background. But the same phased Mechon then destroys the spire that is right above us at the moment and blocks off our way after Fiora.
Runs off and tries to pilot it.
Yeah. And at that point we're also being attacked by Mechon again, and since Ryan and Shulk normally don't have any way to effectively defeat them, Dunban
Yeah,
shows
Dunban
up with the Monado. Because he was the original wielder of said weapon, even though he shouldn't be able to wield it. And after the battle in Sword Valley, he lost his entire right arm.
He lost
got
motion
paralyzed.
in his right arm. Yeah, by the Monado.
He used it too much, lost control of it, and in response, his right arm got completely paralyzed.
Yeah, so basically no one can wield the Monado safely until Shulk picks it up right now. So this is the point when Shulk is supposed to get his Monado, but we've already got... But because of New Game Plus, we actually got the actual Monado, and it's very easy to swipe through these enemies.
Yeah, in New Game Plus you have the true Monado from the very beginning. Which also means we deal a huge amount of damage. It's dealt against Mechon and Bionis beings alike, instead of just Mechon. Yeah, this fight is special in that armor somehow causes him to use Last Resort immediately.
Yeah, let me explain it. So yeah, because you use a Monado art, it actually makes him use Last Resort immediately. And yeah, it just basically activates... Yeah. It just basically activates his final attack because you use Monado art, and Monado art's supposed to be effective against him or effective against him after he's toppled. So the fight ends that way.
Yeah. And
So the game is So
Monado-
usually
Monado Shield
the
is
game
just
is-
released taxing.
so the game is scripted to end when a boss hits like half HP or something like that, or a HP threshold. But for that particular metal face fight, it ends when you use a Monado art.
At that point, he's probably also at half HP because a single attack would drop him below 0 if it were possible. And after that fight, we saw a short flashback to the expedition that originally found the Monado. I think it also shows how Shulk got found by Dixon below the Monado as the sole survivor of Monado killing everyone somehow.
Yeah, I was just saying with the strat before, that was the strat I found. So it was a very dumb thing. It was discovered accidentally.
A lot of strats I found accidentally. So.
Yeah.
And yeah, right now, also after that Mechon attack, because there was no threat anymore, the door that was previously blocked allowed us to go through again. Oops. Oh well.
Wrong Monado art. Whoops. You're supposed to use cyclone there, and that would have instantly
Yeah,
killed the
it's
spiders.
doesn't really matter. And after this cutscene, we rested at a well before and got attacked by those arachnos, and the next day we went on, and right in the next chamber Ryan gets captured by the same arachnos and is brought to the queen to be eaten.
Devoured. Yeah.
But
It's kind of funny because it's brought up to like a level 96 area where the monsters are level 96, although they're not really spawned now. So I guess that's how he survived.
Yeah, in the next cutscene you saw him running away from the same arachnos. He somehow managed to free himself. And in this fight you first get the ability to use Monado Shield to block a special attack from the Arachno Queen.
Yeah, but we skipped that vision there because it wastes 10 seconds in New Game Plus. Plus, we can like just take out the spider. The game doesn't. So, if the game doesn't think you can take it out in one shot, the spider will spawn further behind, and that means you can't really take it out in one shot if you don't have your strength gem equipped. So that's why you get all that many wings over and done with early.
And we finally made it close to the Leona's leg. If I remember correctly, we were not the kneecap. Continue our ascent to avenge Fiora, which was killed during the Mechon attack. Right as we enter the gore plates, we notice a broken down buggy and obviously go after it. That's why we want to avenge our friends. We also help anyone and everyone on the way if possible.
Although I wish we didn't help out this kid. He's a cause of a lot of grief for me.
Yeah, he's pretty annoying because he just goes off alone and then manages to get himself captured.
Yeah. So the arrow wants us to go to the left to where the waterfall is, but instead Brenya's going to go to the landmark further ahead, which ends up saving walking distance, because after the ensuing fight over there, he's going to have access to that landmark.
Yeah, and after that fight we're gonna spawn back at the buggy, so getting that landmark and then being able to teleport back to it after the fight is saving a lot of time, a lot of walking distance.
He's also avoiding the blue orbs, which are collectibles. So in a new game run, you want to collect them because you can sell them for money and stuff and use them for trade fodder. But if you hit a particular orb, it could give you a vision in New Game Plus, and you don't want to see visions because they waste time.
Yeah.
Nice positioning.
It was purely accidental. I didn't even... I simply wasn't able to use the skill before I moved there. But great that it worked out for once. Yeah, after saving Juju from the Arduins, we are invited to the Colony 6 refugee camp.
Yeah, we find out the colony got attacked by the Mechon as well, but they got worse off than Colony 9.
Yeah, mostly because they didn't have any anti-air, anti-Mechon or anti-air batteries, which probably helped killing off a lot of the Mechon before they even arrived in Colony 9. Also, we had the Monado. And yeah, once we are there, we listen to Shala recounting part of the tale of the attack, and at the end of it, we hear Juju taking off in his buggy, and I think he's also mentioning that he wants to go back to Colony 6 to somehow save everyone that might be in there by himself. And since he's Shala's younger brother,
we have to help him.
Yeah, we are urged and obviously agreed to help. But it's on the way to the upper parts of Bionis, a nice extra, I guess. And that it gives Shulk a possibility to avenge the aura.
So that large monster that passed into the left is called a unique monster, and those are like one of the few monsters that can actually go aggressive on you during New Game Plus.
Yeah, unique monsters have the unique ability to ignore any level differences.
Yes.
And if you're aggro on site, they will do so whichever level you are. And in a few cases that can actually get really annoying. most of the time, if one aggroed on you, you can just run forward, but there's I think 2 cases where you need to collect something special, and there's a unique monster that can look into the direction of those items.
Yes.
It wastes some time if they do notice you. On the bridge we just crossed, we found Juju's buggy. It broke down again because he drove into the bridge, I guess.
I know, he's just a bad driver.
Yeah. But he's still a child. Why do you give a buggy to a child? And apparently he went on alone, and I think Shulk had a vision that showed Juju being grabbed and killed by a large mechon. And since we know where it is, we are going after him to try and save him. Once we're there, we discover a new ability of the Monado. In this case, it's the ability to cause someone to dodge
an attack.
any and yeah, for a limited amount of time you can dodge any physical attack with that one.
Yes, so that fight is a bit iffy. So going behind it is a bit annoying. So you have to like go on the outside edges in order to pull off. Anyway, so this is like the
this
first
fight
actual
is
boss we actually hit the HP barrier on.
Yeah, this fight is also scripted to end on a special attack, and once we've hit him down to the HP threshold, we can just wait. This is the second face mechon we ever met in the game. And it's decidedly different from the first one, the metal face. Mostly because it's bronze, has a different stature, and it talks. Also, it grabbed Juju and flew off with it.
Yeah, to the most infamous area, the speedrun.
The ether mines.
Yeah.
Actually also inviting us to go there to try and save Juju.
Yep.
And I think calling us Monado Boy and Monado something else multiple times. So to save Juju and to kill that faced mechon, we go after, we follow into the ether mines. And finally make it to Colony 6. So it looks very different from before, mostly because it got reinforced by the mechon. And is also at the moment heavily defended by them, so we cannot just waltz into the front door. and instead
so
try to get into the mines via a sewage duct. Whatever.
yeah, so the big difference, I guess, between between 60 and 50 hertz, which 50 hertz is the version I run on, is that, well, your walking speed is about 15% slower on 60 hertz. So it's an incredible difference because it ends up being like 15 minutes faster on 50 hertz.
And that's in New Game Plus alone, which is already so
very
in
optimized
New Game it
for-
would be even more.
Yeah. So basically, when he enters the medieval mine right now, there's gonna be a cycle that starts, but there's no way he can make that particular cycle of what we do in 50 hertz. But the idea is to just run onto the platform, if that's possible for 60 hertz. For 50 hertz, you have to make a very dangerous jump.
It is possible to make to have the cycle matchup just so that you can just walk as it's either at the highest or just starting to descend again.
Yeah, you can do the jump on both versions. It's just you're risking your life on, like, it's not worth it on 60 hertz at all.
And you shouldn't do it without fall defense.
Because it means you missed, like, you need to just miss cycle, especially on 60 hertz. While on 50 hertz, you have to make the jump, and it's incredibly dangerous.
Yeah, it's the other big difference between 50 hertz and 60 hertz in the mines is there's a wall later on which you can just walk through on 50 hertz, but not on 60 hertz.
Yeah, there's a wall you can walk through. Yeah,
and it skips an annoying fight.
Oh, it's not annoying. It's more like it prevents you from getting the cycle. It forces you to wait because you can't save and load.
Yeah, it's not hard. It's a really quick fight, but just prevents you from going forwards faster.
Yeah, and that was a unique monster to his left that could have spot him, but fortunately he didn't. Otherwise he would be able to hit the switch if he can lose aggro.
Yeah, you cannot interact with anything unless you're out of combat.
So this is where you make the jump on 50 hertz.
It should be possible for me to... Yeah, no, I won't miss. I won't get that one.
Yeah. Yeah, you should normally like jump on the platform or something like that. Or you just
it should be faster to just save and load, right?
Yeah, save and load.
Because saving and loading resets every cycle, so it should start at the top again.
Yep. And then it will go down like pretty soon, yeah.
And now to wait until I'm low enough to safely jump down. Yeah. That was about as far as I could go.
Yeah, I usually jump down at
Yeah, he stepped on the border
yeah,
for a short
I
while.
noticed. That was pretty bad. Like, just pretty bad that it just hit that. I usually make sure I'm up on the ledge, just so I don't hit anything.
Yeah, that cycle is impossible to get anyway, at least on 60 Hz. Yeah, we're coming up to the one wall that can be walked through on 50 Hz. For some reason, the speeds on that urn is fast enough to just, or the collision just doesn't work when you're walking on this platform. I don't really know why it happens. I don't think anyone really understands why that is the case.
I'm trying to remember why that's the case. Like, I think you might have enough momentum to just clip through it because you have faster walking speed on 50 Hz.
He survived that? Okay.
Well, it's not a big deal considering you're going to miss the cycle anyway.
Yeah, I know. That wasn't because I was tempted, it was just...
It's usually a surprise.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a point in the game where Shoal can't one-hit stuff even with first attack plus. And it kind of starts to show. Pretty soon, actually.
Now it's right time. Too easy. Cool. Let's keep this up. Good thing I'm here. No? Anyone?
Coming up is refight against Bronze Phase.
Or Zord, that we find out
Or
his name
Zord,
during
yeah.
the GG cutscene. Oh yeah, by the way, you can't like directly jump down to your destination. I tried, and even though you get there, the cutscene doesn't start. The death takes priority, so that's why I
Yeah.
can't like jump directly down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Normally
normally
is
Yeah.
really stable in terms of skipping things.
yeah.
The only
Yeah, so normally that fight it's really difficult in New Game, but in New Game Plus we just backslash sword and he's down.
yeah, that's literally the only way people have to manage to break the supposed progression is by being able to die on purpose in Xenoblade 2. Any other, and even then, cutscene triggers or story triggers cannot be skipped. Or well, unless you, without the zombie thing, you couldn't just jump down anywhere. So unless you manage to summon survival for the death will always take priority. Or anything that might otherwise be triggered. And, after we eat Zord and narrowly escaped death again, we tried to get out of the ether mines because job done, right? Zord seems to be dead. Juju is saved. Found a Tharon on the way.
And he's back and he calls you. Oh wait, no, that was before. He calls you Monado moron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zord is the one that calls you Monado moron.
Yeah, he just gets bodied there. So
Yeah, his quote at the start of the second sword fight down in the pits is once I'm on Monadimo around.
We've almost. Now it's right time.
Yeah, you just walk up and stream edge them all, and they all die. And the old strat was to use Monado Buster, but it's slow.
And during this fight, Dixon and Van Dunban show up and help you out.
You could switch Shah out of the party, but that's actually slow. So
You
keep
could
in
switch
the
out
party.
Charlotte for Dunban right now, but since we
Yeah.
need to do some menuing with yet another character coming up later, it's faster to
it's
just
slow
not.
to do it now, but you can do it later, basically.
Yeah.
Can I say something?
Of course.
Sure.
Okay, so far there are no new donations, but I want to remind everyone about the ongoing bid war for this game to change the voice language. Japanese is still leading with $20 and $5 behind is English. So you can still donate for this
Wait.
whole run.
Which
What?
language is at the front right now?
Japanese.
Right.
So you can still donate while this run is going, and we have
It's
more.
Japanese now.
Nice. And we have more incentives and bid wars. For example, for the Ace Combat 2 in the evening. So you can do a category change between 80% New Game Plus, the bad ending or the good ending. I don't know what the difference is between all these except like good and bad ending, but you can still bid for it, and yeah.
Yeah, we are now in Sator Marsh and try to currently run through it and get guided by Dixon on the way. Film telling us a bit of the history of the area we're in.
Oh, this area. This is like around the Bionis' back, I think, or close to it. We're like kind of going up around the back because Shulk has a vision of a black tower at the very top of the Bionis, so we had to climb to the top of Bionis. That was after the we stream edging all those Mekong. So yeah, we're just making our way up upon the Bionis' back in order to make it to the very top of the Bionis. So there is a quest here that we must do to progress through the game, and we're going to have to collect these red orbs, which are called radiants, and they basically open up the end of the area and allow us to climb a tower at the end of the area. So he's going to grab this landmark pretty quickly here, just so we can landmark walk, because we're going to jump into this poison that has punching sound effects for some reason.
Yeah. Any poisons are always damaging fluid as punching sounds for some reason. And as soon as I hit that, I teleport back.
Yeah, and fortunately it's not foggy in this area. If it was foggy, you're at risk of dying because there's a unique monster that's hidden in the fog, and if you get spotted by a unique monster, you're basically dead because it aggroes every enemy there, not just the unique monster. But luckily it's not foggy, so he's safe.
And once we're at this obelisk, I think Dixon tells a bit of the story of the High End here, or at least an ancient people that lived here or built the structures there. Instead of following the story marker, we're going to grab the item laying over here.
Yeah, there's gonna be a unique monster guarding it, and he might be looking in that direction. Unfortunately, he doesn't seem to be right now.
Nope.
Not good. And we just quickly go back to the landmark, although you almost got spotted by him when you're just walking towards it.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, oh goodness. Yeah, usually I try to stop there, just in case. Especially he's facing away like that.
It was a bit close. Really not. Here, instead of walking up the stream, which is really slow, we'll just walk on the ledges above, which is usually not really a good idea, unless you want to die.
Oh, in the new game speedrun, that's done, but they have to avoid the gorillas. Just yeah. But here we don't have to really avoid them because we're at level 99 and they can't aggro onto us. Oh nice, she jumps on the stone. I think I did that in my PB. I can't remember. I think I slid off it.
Yeah, here it's a bit weird that we can actually activate this landmark from half the from several meters away instead of just the usual walking up right next to it. But we have to take a small detour again to grab the last two radiance stones or whatever.
We're going to use the pole.
Let's see if I managed to make it.
Yeah, it's faster. Yeah, did you get the
Nope.
wall jump? Oh no.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's a little bit tricky to pull it off, but if you have the right angle, you just get propelled forward. And
yeah, for some
you
reason
land,
there's some
like,
weird interaction with the ledge there, and you can jump for a split second. And if you do that, you just dive forward for half the way across to this boulder. And yeah, at this point, both the Farron and Dixon will leave the party. Not without Dixon letting up, saying an ominous sentence with having to, betray us. I think Farron overhears it, but thinks nothing of it.
げだな。勝てたのはみんなのおかげだよ。
Right, yeah, it's impossible to make it on.
It's
60 hertz,
possible
although
to get
you-
close to it. I think I also
But you
managed to
can
get
get really
under it
close to it,
once,
yeah.
but
Yeah,
you have to stand right at the edge of the fighting area before that, and then you cannot
Yeah.
attack anymore.
this is where your allies become your worst enemies.
Yeah.
They block your
Climbing
way.
in general is weird, with how the allies just randomly spawn above you and then block your path, sometimes cause you to almost fall down.
Sometimes they make you fall down.
Or they're nice and just drop to the side and fall down themselves. Yeah, that. For some reason, if you try to get past them on the left or right, they move in the same direction and still block you. And we managed to get to the top after the lift didn't want to activate for us. We didn't have the clearing, I guess. We didn't pass the try to unlock that.
Yeah, and suddenly we're inside the Bionis.
Yeah. Actually, there is a late game side quest to unlock the lift at the end of Salto Marsh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really only available in endgame.
So, this is like the only time you save and load in 50 hertz. I believe it might be the same in 60 hertz.
You can
as well.
do it here as well, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you have to do it here, I know that, yeah. So this is like the one point where 50 and 60 hertz are definitely the same, where you have to save here, save and load, but you save and load in different locations. So he has to be a lot closer, because his running speed is not as fast as 50 hertz.
Could have saved note a little bit earlier, but doesn't matter really. This is also the first time that you notice that Bionis decidedly was a living being once. Because you're literally running through its lung.
Mm-hmm.
And there in that cutscene you saw, I think it was Metal Face. And maybe even another face, special face Mechon being shown for the first time. And now we've managed to get to Magna Forest, the Noppon's home area. First, we obviously need to get ahead
The
towards...
landmark here, the Agni Tablet.
Yeah, that landmark is needed a bit, well, a few minutes from now.
Yeah, pretty soon.
We have to teleport back to get a quest item, and this is the next landmark we can teleport to, and it doesn't take any time to unlock it earlier. we're coming up to another place where fights took place, and I don't know if we once we're there we'll see a flashback how a group of people with wings at the back of their heads fought the Telethia, being which we only saw once before, and most of them gave their life to save the girl we're going to meet. But before we can actually talk to her, she's been drained of most of her ether and is close to dying, so we have to go off and grab some incredibly pure water crystals.
Yeah, to restore her ether energy.
And since we are next to waterfall, that is the best location to get some. But once we find some fitting crystals, we
get attacked by Telethia.
Yeah. Well, the first thing is we meet Elvis for the first time.
Oh.
And he unlocks a new power for our Monado, which sees auras.
Monado Purge, and this is where we do the menu to get Dunban into the party, although Dunban is automatically into the party.
Yeah, no, why the damage was so low. Oh, that black attack equipped.
Yeah, you need to equip Dunban. Yeah, so he's going to equip Dunban and Melia on this menu because it just gets rid of the two birds, one stone. Plus, Dunban is already in the party. Like, he's just put into the party. Like, Charles just like booted us out. Yeah. So it's convenient that way as well.
The only thing I need to equip on Melia is Quick Step Gem. Because
we'll be controlling
she's
her
only
later.
being used in 2 fights, which she's forced into. And these die with a single attack or ability more. The only thing we know about Melia right now is that she has an innate ability to use ether, I think, and that she's generally speaking very weirdly in comparison to everyone else, more reserved and formal. And of course that she has I think at first they don't really notice and just believe that it's some kind of headdress at the back of her head. And now we've made it to Frontier Village, the main village for the Nopon.
Yeah, this even though this is like supposed to be a piece where the tree, climbing the tree itself can be dangerous because it can easily fall off.
Yeah, and if you fall off, you're most likely going to die.
Yeah, especially when you're high up. This fall damage just quickly.
Yeah, fall damage scales pretty fast. And as you can see, it's a lot of walking to get up here. At least the first time we're going up here, we're getting the chief's residence to have a quick travel, a landmark to quick travel to, and that saves a lot of time for later on.
Yeah.
And after talking to Melia and agreeing to help her with getting rid of the Telethia, we get introduced to Ricky.
Okay, hereupon, that's just
Yeah.
too bad
And
the AI isn't around.
the introduction starts out with Ryan, Shulk, and I don't know the third person to do it.
I think Melia.
Yeah, they are basically playing volleyball with him.
And he gets thrown, and all the mushrooms being thrown at him because he's the most hated in the village.
Yeah, the only reason Ricky is the hero pawn is because he has a huge debt, because his family eats, mostly his children eat a huge amount of anything, really.
Well, he has like
And-
12 of them. So
Yeah,
he has a lot of
has
kids.
12 children and they eat a lot. So the chief has made him hero pawn, and well, his debt is cleared when he helps defeating the Telethia.
So that giant dino there can actually spot you. 'cause
Yeah, it's level 98.
And you're level 99, and you can't go above 99, so no matter what, it's gonna see you. It's not a unique monster, but it's very deadly. It can kill you in 2 hits. So, kill Shulk in 2 hits because he's the glass cannon.
Yeah, that red bear was a unique monster, I think. To the left of me. Or at least I
Yeah,
think there is one in that yellow flower field.
there is, yeah.
And there is another dino.
Yeah, that one's the scariest one.
Yeah, it stands right in front of the area we have to go to. Which actually, Ricky actually pointed us to this area because he knew that there is a large ether deposit here. And he knew that Telethia, or Dino Beast as he calls them, love or drain ether from the land to heal themselves.
Yeah.
Which is also why the land around there is so devoid of color.
Yeah, so this is, fortunately you didn't get it, but this is where you take advantage of first attack plus, where you only use backslash once you get behind it, and first attack plus just kills it one blow with a backslash. But if you get too close to it, you end up using an auto attack and you can't stop it. So, because it is an auto attack, you can't cancel out the animation.
Yeah. That's where back attack is helpful, because you can just run straight past it and not care about that.
Yeah, that's true. But at this point in the game, you rather have first attack plus on for this point. You don't change it yet.
And after defeating killing the Tilapia, we go back to the village. And apparently, while we were out and killed the Tilapia, Ricky's kid ate so much that he has yet another debt to clear, and the chief sends him on his way with us. In reality, just wants him gone. And so, oh yeah, and with the Tilapia killed, we also met the prerequisite of to get the aid of the chief to travel to the Irish Sea, which is the area we ultimately have to go to get to the Black Tower we saw in our vision. And it's the first time we are actually going to see a Entia soon. You can also kind of make out the huge city just floating in the center of close to the center of the sea.
Yeah.
Before I actually go towards this casting trigger, I unlock another landmark. There's EU teleports, if you want to put it away. EU islands. And once you have unlocked that, it's straight back into the storage trigger. And, as we try to enter Alchemov, the city here, we are met by guards. As soon as they see the Monado, well, at first they only want to greet Melia, but as soon as they see the Monado, everyone but Melia is being imprisoned by them because
They get arrested, yeah.
yeah, Monado and is bad and caused a huge amount of damage.
Yeah, they have like a huge
Eons.
mural in the middle of the room,
Yeah, they,
like saying that if a person with black heart builds it, they they'll bring world to ruin or something like that.
they were the ones that locked it away in the tower we saw in the flashback earlier.
Although we skipped it.
Yeah. At this point, it's first time hinted at that Beenya isn't just some girl. But now that she's talked with the Emperor of the High Antia, it's relatively obvious that she's... well, it's relatively certain that she's somehow connected to the royal bloodline. And over the course of the story here, Burke and his companions will find out that she's the heir to the throne of the High Antia. And that's the first wife of the current emperor isn't exactly fond of that, because she's, in her eyes, just a bastard child.
Half breed.
Yeah, this is a fight I never really got done quickly.
Yeah, you just you're supposed to lure them towards you, and then you do a stream edge and you get them all.
Yeah, I tried that before, but it never worked out for me.
Yeah, you kind of have to be like patient and just wait for them to like get into position, and you just body them all.
Yeah, while we saved the worker and to fix the and have enabled him to fix the teleporter or transporter, Beenya was sent to an incredibly dangerous trial, or said to be incredibly dangerous trial.
Yeah, to prove her lineage or something like that.
Yeah, to prove that she's worthy of the throne.
Yeah, and fit to rule.
Interestingly, that's a suggestion by the first wife.
Huh. Wonder why. Oh no, assassins. Whatever shall we do?
And then, as soon as we get back, we are attacked by strange Scientia, which are part of a secret and believed to be destroyed or abandoned order.
Destroyed cult. Yeah.
And at first, both Beenia's half-brother and Alvis, well, no, only the half-brother tried to dissuade us from going after her, saying that no Hyentia is allowed to interfere, only for Ryan to interject, or only for us to interject that we aren't part of the people, so no one can stop us because we are not part of that ritual or tradition.
Yeah, but now I get to play as Melia. Again.
Yep.
And this time we actually fight with her.
Yep. And while we're inside, we also learn that it is the high Antioch's reason why the half-breed, if you want, or well, half high Antioch is more fit to rule than
Pure blood one.
Pure blood ones.
Yeah.
It's becoming apparent here because apparently there is some gene the high Antioch have wanted to thin out so much that it doesn't affect them anymore over millennia.
Yeah, and after this next fight, it reveals that they have done it successfully, and Melly is the first ruler that will have that. But she's also the last ruler, which is what her ancestor said.
Yeah.
And then, and then Taraya and Telethia attack her. And then we get to switch perspectives to Shulk in the group.
Yeah. And Ryan being Ryan, he simply touches the first apparatus he comes across and triggers the defense mechanism.
Yeah, which is like a trapdoor.
Causing us to fall down into a series of trials meant to get rid of robbers.
Yeah, this particular area is also pretty scary. You have to remember you're not playing as Melia, so you can't activate bridges willy-nilly. So you have to...
Yeah, we have to climb around and...
yeah.
It's a bit tedious. And once we enter this central platform, we are attacked by another defense mechanism.
Yeah, another monster that's part of the defenses, yeah.
Yeah, it's being summoned by, I guess it's, that's the combined consciousness of the ancestors or something.
There's like a giant electric orb in the middle and it just summons it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay.
I guess it's some kind of supercomputer that combines our consciousnesses of the ancestors or something. Luckily, it's the only fight you actually have to do before the boss. All the other ones are unscripted fights. Right. Since now that we've managed to get here, makes you wonder why would they devise a trap for robbers and then give them a way to actually get out? And yeah, in this fight you usually cannot damage Taraya with the Monado because it's still unable to damage Bionis, sentient Bionis beings. So in the new game run, you constantly deal single points of damage to her. At least with Shulk.
Yeah, because you're using a Demonado that's not effective against
Yeah.
beings of the Bionis.
And after defeating Terrea, we go back and are invited to talk with the Emperor, at least Shulk is, for saving Melia. And his request at that point is that Shulk become a friend to her. And I guess also to keep her safe and all that. And after that we see a flashback of how he how Elvis saw a vision of the Emperor going to Prison Island, which is the Black Tower we saw earlier, and unlocking the Monado, unlocking the power sealed within Prison Island.
Yeah.
And then being killed by a phased Mechon. So he pretty much knows what's going to, or he expects what's going to happen next for a long time already.
Well, for at least a month, because that's what the vision was shown to.
Yeah,
Albus.
The vision was shown a month earlier. While we go to Melia and talk with her and get her to join us again, Mechon actually do start attacking.
Yep, and we have to go back to the throne room again.
Yeah.
We go back there a lot.
Yeah, we go back there multiple times. And once we enter the throne room, we'll notice that the Emperor's gone, and that he took the Imperial Staff with him, and plans on unlocking the Prison Island.
And Colleen tells us where to go, which is Melia's older half-brother.
This is one of the times we cannot quick travel anywhere.
Yeah, so
Really annoying. It's also very far to go. Yeah. Another thing we saw with the attackers, I think we saw them already, is Metal Face, obviously, and another Silver Face Mechon. Which we don't know who that is or why they are there.
Oh yeah, I forgot the jumps were a lot shorter on 60 hertz.
And yeah, at the end of the transport thing, you saw the great physics of this game. If you jump from on those bands, you actually jump faster, and if you jump off one of those, you are also actually retaining that momentum until you hit the ground again.
Yeah. So we use that lighthouse landmark to just save some walking, because this is quite a long walk to Prison Island, and we have to hit 2 switches.
Yeah. And now we see what saving that worker brought us. This teleporter wasn't available earlier.
Yeah.
Our current objective is to unlock the seals that prevent us from getting to Prison Island. Which requires a lot of walking and several hops over different hovering islands.
Yeah, we go to the right first just to save an import.
Well, given that it also then amounts to the camera or the map panning over that spot, it's a bit more than just one input. It's really not a lot. Yeah, here in the background you see Prison Island already being attacked by the Mechon. Because their objective is obviously to prevent us from getting the power and seal within. Apparently, apparently one of the Mechon, or the leader of the Mechon, knows what's sealed in there and knows what it could do to change the balance in our favor. Yeah, that was one of the few unskippable cutscenes. The unskippable ones always involve something in the area changing.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, gates opening, in this case, a walkway suddenly appearing.
Yeah. One of the differences between 50 and 60 hertz, so it's that you can actually like go there like immediately on 60 hertz compared to 50 hertz, because 50 hertz takes longer to load up stuff, or that doesn't allow you to go in the menu straight away. While in 60 you can just go into the menu and just go for it.
Also,
anyway.
hopefully the only time we hear that music, even if it's great. It's the only fight that, the only unique monster that cannot be avoided. Unless I forgot someone.
You hear it during a later fight in the game. But it's like, you know, it's part of the story, so that's not a big deal.
And now that we unlock both seals, we can finally unlock the teleporter on the central seal island. But once before we can actually continue to the prison island, we are attacked by one of the beings originally imprisoned in there. And we can't really say what it is. No one's ever seen anything like that before. At least not since they were imprisoned.
Yeah, so on Prison Island you can get like 2 different weathers, and you got the better one, so that's great. You got shooting stars. You can only either rain or you can have shooting stars. So you get the pretty stars as you walk up.
Yeah, it's that's the unique weather anomaly for the Beyond set. Ever see it? And while we teleported over, we also saw the silver-faced Mechon again, together with Metal Face. And apparently they are making their way to the top of Prison Island. Lucky for us, we can't go through the original way it was the island was built and have some huge shortcuts for story reasons. And only have to walk a short distance before we reach the top. While we fight Metal Face again after having unlocked the true power of the Monado, which enables us to not only damage Mechon or Mechonis beings, but also Bionis beings.
Yeah. Now.
And at that point we also see that the silver-faced Mechon actually has Feyora inside.
Yeah. She's alive. Oh my god.
So now Shulk's objective has changed from avenging Feyora to saving Feyora and then killing everything. And also to find out what's up with Homs being built into Mechon. But I guess he probably figured out at that point why the face Mechon couldn't be attacked before. At least not by the Monado. And also why the leader of the Mechon was so bent on keeping him from getting that power. Because Base Mechon have Hom's body inside them to control that Mechon, and since there's at least a bit of Bionis in there, the Monado couldn't originally damage them, which was the leader's master plan to be able to overcome the Monado. But now that this restriction has been lifted, he's at least that part of the plan is down the drain.
Yeah. No more Monado immunity for the Mechon.
And now that we got everything we wanted here and are bound to or are attempting to save Iora, we get permission to fly to Valak Mountain or close to it, and from there it gets to Sword Valley.
Yeah, the current mission is to go to Galahad Fortress and fight the Mechon there, because that's where their base is.
Yeah, I also think that one of the two face Mechon probably told them to go there, or mentioned that they were there. And now we also see after we damaged the Silver Face Mechon or Face Nemesis in battle, she's being repaired in Galahad Fortress. And we also notice that the person or being repairing that Mechon is, I think it's hinted that she's really reverent of the person inside that Mechon.
Yeah, so Valak Mountain, unfortunately, in the speedrun, we only really see it during the day, and also you got Monado stairs there.
Yeah, well. It's also a lot of walking, and most of it is downward.
Yeah. There is one cool little section coming up, and it's where the game's physics are going to be put to the test. Also, random level 96 monster to your right, but it's okay. It's non-aggressive.
Yeah, it's Valak Mountain is one of the regions where level 96 monsters just run around during the day, during the night. So I think during the night they actually aggro. At least some of them.
No,
I think
not those particular ones.
yeah,
no.
not those, but there are others.
Yeah.
Then again, in the first place you actually can encounter something that outright kills you as score planes. First time you actually get to an open area, and one of the first unique monsters you run across is level 80.
Hmm. So yeah, ideally you fall onto the landmark and use it to use it as a teleport, as a way to get closer without having to go distance. And here's where weird physics are going to happen.
It didn't jump.
Oh no, yeah, your input. Oh, that's really sad.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Should have jumped earlier probably. Whatever.
Yeah, it's a shame we didn't get to see it, but basically ice physics are
Weird.
are whack. They're whack.
Yeah,
they're
you can jump off that on that slope and then get into another ice tunnel and run on it to increase your speed, and then jump up to here.
Yeah, because this game runs at 30 FPS usually. It's not far. You get your inputs eaten, and it's not fun.
Oh well, it happens.
It's worse on 50 Hz, so
Yeah, because it's 25.
because it runs at even low, 25.
And at this point we're grabbing another landmark to save a lot of walking later on.
Yeah, it's where we need to go for our next objective after going towards the arrow. And yeah, it just says extra walking.
Yeah. This is probably one of the most tedious, one of the more tedious parts of the run, because there's nothing happening for several minutes, aside from walking.
I mean, I could take this time to read why we're doing this. I
Go
guess.
ahead.
Absolutely.
Okay. So this is SpeedCon, and we are doing things for donating to Save the Children, and especially with this COVID-19 thing happening right now, and all over the world, Save the Children takes action in order to help children and families go through this tough period. Whether it be by distributing tablets, books, and educational games to children from low-income families to support their learning at home in Italy, spreading awareness about vital health safety measures in Bangladesh, or providing emergency supplies to families in South Korea, Save the Children is working tirelessly in order to ensure that life can be made easier for all during the pandemic. So please donate for this cause, and yeah, stay at home, stay healthy, and don't forget to drink, even though we're all gamers.
Stay hydrated.
Yeah, with this fight we get a magma rock. It's needed to get rid of
Melt the ice.
needed to melt the ice here. And after we melt the ice, we go into the tower and chapel and learn a bit more of the backstory of the Monado and how it was found and why it was there. And now that we satisfied Alvis, because he was the one directing us here, we go back to trying to get to Stord Valley.
Yeah. For the longest time, we thought the fastest way was to go on the upper path, but it turns out that it's slower. So, yeah,
Well,
we found out it's
the more you know.
faster. Yeah, to go on the lower path. That was funny when that was found out. It's like, hey, it says 3 seconds on 60 hertz.
So even more on 50 Hertz.
Yeah. Probably says like 5 or 6, I think, on 60 hertz.
Almost at Sword Valley now. Only have to walk across this huge snow field. But before we actually enter Salt Valley, we are approached by Silver-Faced Mechon, who's trying to talk with us, and then get interrupted by Mumkar, who's the pilot of Metalface, who attacks Silver-Faced Mechon and threatens to kill Fiora, and instead fights with us, but gets beaten and then interrupted by a gold Mechon. A giant gold Mechon. Who's, I think, also inviting us to get together at Fortress. Or at least warning us.
Yeah, we're officially on the Mykonos now.
Yep. This is the
That's
first
not so
time we appear on the Mykonos. But technically we are still running on the Bionis right now.
Yeah. Once we get off the Bionis, we'll be off it, but yeah. Once we get past the cutscene.
Yeah. Dixon is already waiting for us here, and he's made the first anti-Mechon weapons, so we don't need Leonardo to help everyone else out anymore. And
Yeah, fortunately we're already equipped to the brim with anti-Mechon weapons, so I think we're good.
Yeah, and we share tales of what happened since Dixon last met us with him, and I think he also mentions that there's plans of creating a united front against the Mechon.
Yeah, and he goes and grabs a Homs representative.
Yeah, he grabs the Tharon.
Yeah. So in Sword Valley, there's a lot of unintended quick travel stuff.
Oh yeah, he could have quick traveled here. Trying to figure that.
It's fine.
It-
The next one is more important.
Yeah, when you're first here in the kill playthrough, those things are actually scary.
Yeah,
Not just because of their size, but they're also pretty deadly.
yeah. There's also a new game. This is where the enemies kind of catch up to you in per level. So you have to actively avoid them again in new game. Because at this point you're like level 51, level 52.
I got a question.
Yes.
Yes.
So if you, let's say if you want to start speedrunning this game on New Game Plus, but you don't have a file, do you have to grind the normal file to like 99, get all the items, then you can start running, or?
You can, but you can also get. There's also files on speedrun.com.
Yeah,
that are, made.
There's, I don't know who uploaded them, but there are a few files for different scenarios on speedrun.com. One of them is for New Game Plus runs. I think they're not entirely complete. There's maybe one or two gems missing, but it's closest you get. Oh, wait.
Yeah, you go to the left, yeah. But yeah, there's been some new stuff that was discovered actually earlier this year. So, especially for 50 Hz, because that's the faster route. So that's what you focus on.
Yeah, well, I sadly don't have any analog capture equipment, so I cannot
capture 50 Hz. Yeah.
Yeah.
50 Hz is a very
it requires.
It's very difficult to access.
Yeah, it requires composites or component capture cards.
Yeah. Or capture cards that can support that. My capture card supports both, so it's really nice, and yeah, that's how I'm able to run the game on 50 Hz. It's very weird compared to this. You run a lot faster, and the loadings are a lot slower, and also the menus are a lot slower than 60 Hz. Like, the menus are so smooth at 60 Hz, and then when you play at 50 Hz, it's like, ugh. This feels like moving through like mud, basically, compared to 60 Hz.
Yeah, and we finally managed to get close to Gellert Fortress. And this is the last time we fight against Munkar.
Yeah. / metal face. Yeah, this is what a new thing I did. I just went behind him, and then I do, I think either a stream edge or another move to get him down.
And at the end of the fight, we have a vision of Munkar shooting and missing terribly. And well, the vision comes true even though we try to stop him, or maybe because we try to stop him.
Yeah,
and
like
he ends up
context.
impaling himself and falling down onto the.
Yeah, he shouts "not like this," which is why my split is called "not like this."
Yeah, he ends up impaling himself and falling down to the fallen arm. So in the end, we didn't even get to kill him, but he did it himself. And only because he was so bent on getting the Monado for himself.
Yeah. It was the only way he could go out, really.
Yeah. I mean, him wanting to get the Monado is also the reason why he ended up with Mechonis forces in the first place. And now we
So anyway, yeah, we're in Galahad Fortress. So this area is definitely one of the most volatile areas in the speedrun, I think. There's a lot that can go wrong. But if you do it alright, you shouldn't lose too much time to RNG.
Yeah, the first thing we have to do is unlock a lift to get a lower area.
Yeah, and we got a backslash this enemy.
Wow.
So yeah, if you had first, if you, sorry, yeah, if you had first attack +1, you would have killed them. Do you have first attack +1?
No, I have back attack on me.
Yeah, if you had first attack +1, he would have been dead. You have to go further back.
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
They,
I should run
they
further
have,
back, and that loses them the aggro.
Yeah, no, they have a limited aggro range, and they stop running after you once they run down the stairs or ramp.
Yeah, I usually run away for as far as possible, so they lose the aggro sooner. But standing near the switch seems to be effective as well.
And now we are at the main control room where the ether furnace is being managed. And
Yeah, and that's a unique monster right behind them, so you
Yeah.
gotta get out of there.
Earthcloak be praised.
Yeah, if you didn't have Earthcloak, you would be spotted.
Yeah. And yeah, during the Mooncar fight we first saw the some weird green glowing spears that are meant to destroy and that work with processed ether from Bionis that are supposed to destroy or dissolve anything from the Bionis. And this furnace here is the reason why it exists in the first place, or where it's being processed. Or at least it's one of the places it's being processed. And we have to shut it down to be able to get further down into the factory or fortress.
Yeah, if there was like a way to like jump down there, it could save like about 20-25 seconds, but that hasn't been discovered yet. But if there was a way to discover that, that would be really cool. Like if that's possible in a consistent manner.
But so far I think the only way wasn't with legitimate methods.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the first time or the second time we are set upon by Nemesis, base Nemesis. Okay.
Yeah, if you do, like, so the objective here is to not defeat her, you have to defeat the enemies around her. Oh goodness, she got toppled.
Oh yeah, that was Demon Slayer, I guess.
That was scary. Just like, I think I remember one time I got to like half HP, I'm just like, whoa, that was a bit too close.
And this is another scripted fight.
Yeah, you fight Goldface here, not because he's the one that triggers the end of the fight faster. You can fight Face Nemesis, but it's a bit slower.
And yeah, after this fight, or at the end of the fight, the Goat Mechon Goatface uses Catastrophe, which destroys most of Gallard Fortress. and he tries to force the face nemesis to attack us, but something inside the Necron or inside Fiora intervenes and frees her from his control.
Yeah. So somehow Shulk has managed to survive the fall from Galahad Fortress, which is all the way up there. And we're now in the fall now, and we have
Yeah,
to
the only
pretty
reason
much
why Shulk and
rehydrate Fiora.
yeah, the only reason why Shulk and party survived, well, Shulk survived is because of whatever is inside Fiora.
So now Fiora's now officially a party member, and
Weapon
now she
power.
gets equipped with stuff.
Yes, she gets weapon power, which increases the likeliness of other things on the equipped with the weapon occurring. Double attack, because more attacks is better, and because it triggers crits with her setup. And physical defense down, which
Yeah,
is pretty self-explanatory.
Down. Yeah, debuff by 25. It has a 25% chance of activating it, but weapon power 6 increases it by 50%, so it has a 75% chance of activating it.
Yeah, and add to that Fiora attacks really fast, and she has double attack relatively often. So even though it's a relatively low chance, her attacking that often increases it by a lot. And yeah, at this point, Fiora is a bit feels a bit sick, I guess, or nauseous, and has to take a break. And of course, we are attacked by Mechon almost immediately. And Ryan and Sharla, who fell down very close to where Shulk is currently, hear that fighting and decide to investigate.
This particular fight with controlling Ryan. We just still ride the first speed and use dice of that for the second one.
And now we can finally go onward into the
Sorry, I mean
for now.
not dice of that.
Yeah, the Mechon were the reason why the door we just went through was inaccessible before. So with them gone, the threat is gone, and we can proceed. And now we control Dumbledore for the first time. The final 3 of the people have fallen down. But before we enter the Machina village, we first get this landmark. Save us a bit of walking later on.
Yeah. It also makes it easier to get out of the village in a hurry. So I think that's like the only way you can get out, like the fastest way out.
And now we're finally reunited with everyone.
This is the first time you have everyone in your party, but it's pretty short-lived because after you talk to Lenata,
Yeah, we
Uh,
talked to
Fiora
Linada.
and-
Linada notices that Fiora is, well, close to dying. Because
Yeah.
she's been separated from a Mechon. And
basically you lose access to Charlotte and Fiora, not like you have to use them, but yeah.
yeah, while Shulk and Co are talking with, I don't know what he's called.
Mikuel.
Yeah.
Yeah, he requests. Yeah, he requests them to kill his son.
Yeah, he
He's,
requests us to kill Egil, the
Yeah.
leader of the Mechon.
And the guy that's piloting Goldface.
And first, Shulk and Varus are a bit surprised by that request. Well, you can actually go on to the next one and get that as well. Doesn't really change a lot, I think.
Did you collect the piezoelectric unit before?
Hmm?
Did you get the piezoelectric unit?
Well,
The item that you need to continue the game with?
yeah, you can just unlock the next landmark as well.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter if you do it now or later.
Yeah, we do it now. I think it's actually faster if you do it now.
Yeah, you have to. Well, the amount of quick travels is the same, at least.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't collect it before. We collect the piezoelectric unit before we go off and go into landmarks. But I'm guessing you do it that way because the unique monster spots you on 60 Hz or something like that. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've ran 60 Hz.
Yeah.
Alright, and now that we've brought the electric piece to Nada, she can go on to fix Fiora for us. And while that is taking place, we take a rest.
Yep, so the most important thing to note is that time. There's some points of the game where time changes to a certain point. So we basically go to, I guess, the next day or something like that. I don't know. It's pretty early in the morning, and then we get to 8 a.m. Yeah. We use the menu here to sort out our party for a while. But yeah, I was wondering why you collected the piezoelectric unit after the landmarks. between the landmarks.
I don't know which way is faster.
The item that you need to continue.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But just don't know whether it's faster so to first get the landmarks or not.
Yeah, I don't know for 60 hertz, but for 50 hertz, you collect it as soon as you hit the first landmark, but you don't go to the second landmark yet. You just go back to the first one you hit. Anyway, for this particular one, you can skip it opening by just going to the landmark again.
Yeah, going to the teleporting to the landmark from right in front of the landmark just skips the arcade opening.
Yeah, it's also really funny if it's heavily raining here, that the cutscene automatically goes to bright and sunny day. It's just really funny. But yeah, now we're entering.
And now
one
we're
of my,
finally entering Mechonis itself.
Yeah. Although this particular area is challenging in a speedrun. There's a lot that can go wrong, platforming wise. And it's a very vertical area, so
Yeah.
if he falls down at any point, it could be really bad.
Yeah, if I fall down, it can take ages to get back up again. Even now, if I fell down, it would take probably 20 seconds or something to get back up again. At least if I manage to fall into the poisonous goop. Now we are the first of many similar quests. The main power for the elevator is turned off, so we have to turn it back on. And that is that will now go on like that for every falling floor as well.
Yeah. Hopefully, I don't know whether it does it on 60 hertz. Okay, you're going around that way.
Yeah, it's a bit shorter, I think. Now we're closing into a weird and not really intended jump.
Yeah, it's easy to put on 60 hertz, not 50 hertz, but basically what he's going to do is jump on the railing and then jump on the platform. Depending on how the jump is, if it's made or not, it could be really good or really, really bad.
Yeah, depending on how you favor jump, you can take ages to get back up. If you just don't manage to jump off the railing, it's okay.
Yeah.
But if you jump off and miss the platform on the other side, yeah, it takes ages.
Yeah. You can also just did you just run past it? To jump
No.
really high. Oh, you're doing that particular jump. Oh, you're saving, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
Because if I manage to die, I'd come up over there.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yep.
That looks really high.
It works. The
Yeah.
it's the only way to get over there on 60 hertz at least.
Oh, you can go on the lower one. You can go like on the first railing on 60 hertz.
Well, I never tried before, so.
But yeah, that was really fast though. You got like second, third try. That's really good.
Yeah, often I end up just not getting the second jump and walking down. And now we're halfway through, about a bit more, maybe.
Yeah. There's still a bit more to go that can go wrong though.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, to get further up, we need to open the bulkheads to the right of us, and that requires a few switches to be pressed. One of which is right in front of the unique enemy.
Yeah, one time I tried doing a precise jump, but I fell, like I just jumped at the wrong angle and I fell off.
Yeah,
like,
that.
That's a run over.
Yeah, well.
And now for the actual difficult jump. Nice. Yeah, that can be a bit scary, especially because the unique monster can spot you if you're like right in front of that switch.
Yeah, if you're a bit too close to the front of the switch, the unique will detect you, and that
And you won't be able to
involves a
interact with
longer fight then.
it. Yeah. So here the events are in a cycle. So it is possible you can like not save and load during this part on 60 hertz, but there's like a. Do you save and load on this part? on
I
60
had
hertz,
to.
or-
No, I've never saved
you
and
don't.
loaded for that.
Yeah.
Never had to actually.
Yeah. You're probably gonna make it, yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't jump whatever you do, because if you jump, like if you like jump on an angle, you just instantly die because the game assumes that you're like in the air still from the jump. So you get the fall damage to
What?
it, and yeah, you just die. So yeah, whatever you do, don't jump on them.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah, the more you know.
Yeah, I never jumped onto those before, so... Well... Final switches, not a lot left.
Yeah, so once again, going to the right is faster because you save an input.
Yeah, and in this case
Oh,
it's...
that was quite a jump. That kind of scared me a bit. Anyway.
Yeah, and mostly doing this because it's easier to get into here then.
Yeah, oh, I meant like the one before you go on the thing where you should grab the fence to prevent the fall damage animation when you hit the ground. So I just keep my momentum.
And yeah, here we abuse the layout of the level to just skip most of the walking.
Yeah. Yeah, they expect you to just hit both the switches and walk to the middle one, but we can get 2 switches at once instead of waiting until hitting the landmark and then going to one of the switches, so we prevent walking for long. We can not walk as long. There we go. Wow.
Yeah, we abuse landmarks and we jump from a few platforms to another instead of just walking around. And now that that one. And with this we've activated access to the main elevator. You can finally get further up in Baconus.
Yep. And it's like the longest break you get in the run, like an elevator up.
Yep. This elevator is the longest break in the entire run.
so this particular upcoming fight is the main reason why we have Earthquake on Shulk. And it's so we
we can get through most of the fight without actually fighting any of the ads.
well, that and also
So that,
we
yeah.
will get spotted soon.
Yeah.
Being spotted.
If we didn't have Earthcloak, he would have already spotted us
Yeah.
and started charging his special attack.
And also, Beenya took advantage of the loading time that the enemies come into. So yeah, he's going to get spotted by the enemy on the right, and then as a consequence, the boss will spot him, and you get a vision here. You can't avoid this. It takes like 10 seconds. And then the moment you enter combat is when Shulk draws at the Monado, and then
Yeah, a bit
you
early.
Buster, and then Dunban finishes him off. Yeah, if you let Dunban attack him first, you get a vision break, and that wastes
Yeah,
time.
it's wasting a bit of time. It's not that much, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit annoying when your time is very
And
optimal.
yeah, after we beat Jade Face, we notice that it's Geralt, Charla's lover, I guess.
Yeah, fiance.
Fiance, yeah. And he claims to not know her anymore.
Yeah, because after
Or he claims to not know any, or well, he claims to not know her and to hate everything on Ionis.
yeah, because I think Ego increased the control thing after Mumka actually.
Yeah, he increased the control thing and deleted any memories after Mumka was pretty much killed by his past grudges.
Yeah. But I'm just envisioning the scene now in, HD, because there's a remake of this game coming out literally next month. So, very exciting times. I'm guessing a lot of us are going to play it the moment we have the opportunity to.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of, especially the speedrunners who are interested in this will play it as soon as it comes out.
Yeah, so this is another instance of using the landmarks to get to avoid cutscenes and stuff. So we avoid the rest of the elevator ride plus the lasers going down in order for us to activate the first cutscene in the area.
Nah, bit too early.
It's fine. At least you didn't die. That's that's the most important thing, because if you die there, you go back to the start of the factory. And
Yeah.
it's one of the worst. Yeah.
Now that we unlocked lasers, or shut down the lasers, we get a few extra enemies to guard the entrance.
Yep.
Doesn't really bother us well.
Yeah, although if you wait too long, eventually I think a unique monster pops out there.
Yeah,
remember
there
if
is a
you wait
unique
too
monster on the
Yeah.
left side.
Yeah. I can't remember whether you wait too long or go through the passageway to see it.
I
but
think
yeah.
you have to go through the passageway.
No, yeah.
And another case of skipping the rest of the lift. The elevator.
Yep. And waiting for the lasers to go down as well. Like, you skip literally 2 things, which is great. So here, a quest window is going to pop up. Now, he has to move slightly forward in order to get the landmark. And that kind of gets you runners of the game, where they
Yeah, I'm pretty
don't
sure
move
during the
far
first
enough forward to get the landmark.
Yeah, I think the first time I forgot it.
ありがとうお兄ちゃん
I think it happens to everyone. So at the moment we're trying to make a bomb in order to blow up the vents over there. Also, this is like as much as you hear of mechanical rhythm, and it kind of sucks you only get to hear it for like 5 seconds at most.
Yeah.
So for these particular enemies, you
Ah.
only...
Wait.
Oh. Yeah, you attack them one at a time. And how did you not... That's weird. How did you provoke that one, but not the other one? That's very weird. Not the big guy. Yeah, now we can go to the tower, the control tower, and
Yeah.
hopefully
This-
not get spotted by the unique monster. Yeah.
Yeah, it's another
Nice.
case of Earthcloak helping a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, here. And with that we have another way up. Because the elevator is currently blocked off.
Yeah, so do some platforming over there. You can climb up the wall, but it's slightly slower.
Random quests popping up here.
Yeah, to defeat those 3 monsters, it's a bit weird.
Yeah, to be able to go on, we first have to lower another barrier.
Yeah, thankfully it's close to the landmark, so we don't have to do anything except like mash buttons once you hit the switch.
And yet another fight.
Yeah, so this fight is one of the more iffier fights in New Game Plus. It's
Yeah,
so you take it, so you fight two of them at once. Normally the strats you use Strain Edge at first, and then you use Buster. Yeah, ideally you want to hit them both so that Dunban and Fiora can take care of the big enemy.
that I always improvise that fight in some way.
Yeah, I always make sure I use Battle Soul so I can prepare for the fight again. I like the intro of this cutscene here, just like advancing up on heroes, and he has this nasally voice. That's the
Also in this cutscene you first notice that what's he called again? The commander of the Holy Nine Forces.
Yeah, we lose access to both Sword Valley and Garhead Fortress once we fight Ghetto for the first time.
Yeah, in that cutscene of the Allied Forces you saw Commander Squaretash, as his nickname goes. Has survived being supposedly killed by Metal Face earlier. Yes, that was another personal grudge of Mumkar.
Yeah, so we're now in the Mekon capital called Agnigrapha, and it seems to be abandoned, and there are signs that Telepia have been here, which is very unusual because they're from the Bionists.
Yeah.
And in the ensuing cutscene that happens, we basically find out that it was the Bionists that attacked the Mekonists first, and that's why Ego wants his vengeance, because
Yeah, the Bionis in the form of Zanza caused the Telefia to attack and killed nearly every Machina that lived there.
yeah, pretty much, except for a few that survived in the village.
Yeah, and the only reason why there's still Machina or Mechonis left is because Maineth, who is inhabiting Fiora, well, sacrificed herself to kill every or turn every Telefia to stone. Practically killing them.
So right now, I think Eggle's at the top of the shrine, and the only way to get there is to activate all the
Pillars.
pillars to teleport there. To activate teleport to go there. And that was the unique monster to use left, but fortunately, experienced Tristan was looking the wrong way, so that was a good thing.
Yeah, I think it was a very huge spider mechon, right?
Yeah, there's like a huge spider mechon, like on another path, but the only unique monster we worry about is experienced Tristan.
Yeah, and here we grab the shrine transporter landmark a bit earlier. Just to save us walking from one of the pillars later on.
Yeah. Oh, you go the advanced path, right? Yeah, there's like a way to like jump down, but I guess you don't know where to jump down from, and it is quite risky if you don't know where you have to. Oh, you didn't provoke them. That's kind of amazing, actually.
Hmm?
Oh, you didn't provoke the unique monster. I'm just saying there's like a way to jump down, and it saves time.
Yeah. There is technically a way to jump down here, but I managed to do it once, and yep. You have to jump at the last second to
Yeah.
barely make it in 60 hertz.
Yeah, and it doesn't help there's like a unique monster nearby. It saves like a full 1 second. I'm not even kidding. Because you go down pretty fast on that tower, but yeah, it saves 1 second.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to get to the bottom because there's no landmark at the top. We
Yeah.
have to go through the elevator ride again.
And with that, the shrine transporter is finally activated. But before we can actually go to the shrine, we have to fight Great Face once again.
Yeah, this fight's in 2 phases. So,
Yeah.
first phase you only have to give him like to record HP down like the previous fight with him. But then in the next phase you can pretty much have to reload HP. So we use Monada Buster here to just wipe out his HP before he can activate his ability that prevents us from looking onto him. Yeah.
Yeah, it took a bit too long or dealt a bit too little damage.
Yeah. Did you use Stream Edge on the other monster to get rid of the rest of his HP? I think that's what you did.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what it.
Yeah, that's a good backup.
Yeah, already, before I also sometimes did the same with Buster instead. Good thing, that's the good thing about area attacks.
Yeah.
I don't really have to be able to target him. Because at that point I was forced to target the defensive Mechon.
Alright, so here for Echo, we have to attack his side first, and then we use Slit Edge, and then we use Backslash.
Why?
What happens?
I don't know, he moved away while I tried to
While
use
you did
backslash.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Whatever. The fight's already done.
Yeah.
If that fight takes too long, he uses Machinery Field and blocks all your arts.
Yeah, that always happens though.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's just a matter of whether you push him down to HP threshold or not. and cast many
It
uses.
doesn't really matter. Like it just you push him down at first, and then he uses the shield field, and then
Yeah,
hearts. Oh, how? I want to know how you talk to that guy. That's amazing.
Alright. Same way you talked to the other Machina instead of Leonardo earlier.
That's true. Yeah. At least he doesn't have a quest like the other one that does.
Yeah, well. Oh yeah, after
I'm
we
just thinking it could be
after
worse.
the catastrophe after Yaldabaoth used catastrophe, he destroyed all of Ignifer just to get rid of us. Tried to get rid of us, but we were shielded by Geralt, who
Oh no, you
sacrificed.
still access Agnigrify actually.
Hmm?
Oh no, you're right. He did destroy all of Agnigrify, but I'm just saying you can still access it. It's kind of weird.
No, you cannot access it anymore, I think.
Yeah, you can. You actually can. Without cheating. It's really funny.
I know you can still get to the Central Factory, but you cannot get to the McConnell's Field anymore.
No, you can.
You
can
can
get to.
Yeah,
Well,
you
yeah.
can get to Central Factory, yeah, I know. Because the teleporter is just down there.
Yeah. But you can't teleport anywhere in the Central Factory, I believe. So
Yeah,
that's
no,
locked.
teleports are all locked in McConnell's.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. It's quick travel, yeah.
Oh yeah, quick travel. And I don't know if you can get to Ignore first though. I know you can't get to McConnell's Fields anymore. It's blocked off on either side.
Yeah. So this is the Apocrypha generator. It's the thing that's made Shulk's Bernardo Towers limited.
Yeah, which is funny because we could use all you can use all powers normally wherever you are.
But yeah, except for the gold space fight with Space Nemesis, you can't use your Monado arts.
Yeah, for the very first fight you used it. Which
Anyway,
Right.
for this upcoming fight, it's kind of difficult to do the faster strat because the faster strat involves an attack skip that is kind of difficult to pull off. But what you want to do here is use backslash and Buster, and then run away to
yeah, well,
one of the things, because yeah, you haven't hit his HP barrier when he uses it. Now you have so you use ties, and then you have to you have to retreat your allies as well, so they're not in the range of the model attacks. So there is a chance you could either use anti-replenish straight away, which skips the model attacks.
how did that target the? It targeted the
Other one on the other side,
yeah, on the opposite side.
That is astonishing. But yeah, this cutscene here, it's probably the coolest vision of the game. But yeah, it just shows you that the virus is going to be destroyed in 2 minutes if you don't do anything.
Yeah. Are you kidding me? That thing was standing there.
Yeah, the monsters love to block you. Oh, the enemies. Yeah. That's weird. And then the final blow can be either hit by your party members or you can use another Buster.
That's, that was a bit weird, this fight.
Yeah, that fight can actually go really badly. Like
Yeah,
depending
after the
on-
fight, we beat. After we beat Agil, we tried to reason. We tried to reason with him and actually get him to reason with us. or to listen to us.
But then Chalk got shot.
And yeah, then she'll get shot by Dixon.
Yeah, and now we're fighting Santa, but we can't win against him, so ideally in this fight you want to use you don't have too many arts on Fiora, so you pretty much space them out and use auto attacks to increase the power. Also, you get done, Ben.
It doesn't. Last time I got Ryan, it's just whatever I just pushed. It doesn't matter whether it's Dunban or Ryan, both of them are faster than Fiora.
Yeah, but you want Ryan for the next fight. Because you get to the HP barrier faster.
The fight takes pretty much as long anyway, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't. You can say 10 seconds. But it's random. But you're more likely to save it with Ryan. Because you can hit the half HP barrier much faster.
Oh well.
Because you can full drive Magnum Charge. But yeah, so Shulk has gone from my party. And
yeah, but Shulk's been shot. It looks like he's dead at first, but if you read the story memo at this point, it says that he somehow managed to cling on to life. So he's not dead yet. Also, when Shulk got shot, Sansa emerged from him. So, and Dixon revealed that Shulk's was only living because Sansa was inside him, and that he was only living for Sansa to be revived at some point.
yeah, to basically use his body as a vessel until he comes of age.
Same way Fiora was used for Maynard. And also only used because Fiora was so close to Shulk. Now we wait.
Once the Toffee hits half HP, you just wait. This might technically be the longest break in the run.
Yeah, well.
It's kind of close. But yeah, you don't want the seeds to like you're on screen, otherwise there's just more lag. Oh wow, it hit Fiora.
Hit Fiora and actually applied with Seer.
Wow. I guess you don't have debuff resist on there. Rip Ryan.
Ryan got hit by the story attack. Yeah, we cannot defeat that Tilapia yet. And after that fight, all Hyentia that come to help us get turned into Tilapia themselves. Because that's the purpose Sansa has. Well, the only reason why Hyentia live is because Sansa wants them to turn into Tilapia at some point.
Yeah.
And
that's
with
why
enough
they want
ether,
to...
they turn into Tilapia prematurely.
Yeah. They also, that's why they want to get rid of the gene as well, to dilute the gene so they can, so their race.
so they
is
can escape
concerned.
their
Yeah,
fate.
yeah. Which yeah, so only like
Only a few INTI actually
yeah.
humps enough to
to
not be affected by
survive.
that.
yeah. So now it's Ryan time, I guess.
Well, not really because it's in Japanese, but yes.
I can't hear the audio, so it's always Ryan time. Yeah, but ideally you want a Magnum charge being charged up for the Celestia, but it's okay. Big one said.
安心して戦えるわね
And yeah, I try to avoid using Spell Drive as the final art because you can get that delay at the end of the fight. But not for that Celestia though, that Celestia doesn't need Magnum Charge, nor the next one. But we did smash him pretty quickly. And now we
Yeah.
officially
Now,
into endgame, I think. Well, close to endgame.
yeah. Before Mechonis and Egil died, they punched a hole into the Bionis chest, and this hole we can use to enter the interior.
Yep. And
Again.
now we get yeah, and now because Barnes is alive, it's a bit different to what we've previously seen it as. It's much more brighter. And
when before it was a dark green, it's now
yeah, and
lights
they're,
purple and violet.
and they're high level monsters. So the objective here is to reach the heart of the Bionis.
Which looms in the middle.
Yeah.
And as soon as we get into the main chamber, we get taunted by Dorothea, who turned out to be another disciple of Zanza.
Yeah, she's not really involved. Oh, she's like part of the she's like an advisor to one
Yeah,
of
she
the
was an advisor to
lords.
the Emperor and devised the Havres they used against the Mechon.
Oh no, she was head of research, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, she was the
Yeah.
researcher and devised together with Dixon, I think, the Havres they used in the fight against the Mechon.
Yeah.
That then also turned out to be her own turned out to be an emitter for a lot of ether.
Yeah, so this area can be a bit confusing to people who speedrun this, but the idea is to
Alright.
yeah, go left and then go up and then yeah. Left after the unique monster that is, yeah. Yeah, you know you're going the right way if you go on the left path after the first unique monster you encounter, and you just keep on going straight. It's pretty simple. But this area can be understandably confusing because you don't have a very good view of where everything is.
Yeah, it's a bit. If you're here for the first time, it's pretty confusing where to go. Yeah. Now we're gonna pay.
No, in Japanese.
Yeah.
So I can't hear the audio.
Mm.
Yeah, you need to make them charge for the auras. You can use Aura Burst. Yeah. So we use Aura Burst for this fight because it has dot damage as well as
It's ether. Most
Ether
importantly.
base, yeah. Well, it's both. You use dot damage and it's ether base. So once they like start to explode, you can use full drive. And, yeah, she just gets blasted.
Yeah. After the Fria's gimmick is her defense increases with how many of these nebulas are still around her. And I think it's 100 or something defense and ether defense, that, or even 150, that goes down to like minus 200 or minus 150 when none are left.
Yeah, so this is like the final explorable area in the game.
Yep, we are back in Prison Island.
But this time we get to explore the entirety of it.
Yep. And we get better music. And well, the exploring is mostly not voluntary.
Yeah, and if you get spoiled by a unique monster here, it's not a big deal in the banquet hall. Because you can just like step on the teleporter and then it just teleports you away.
Yep.
So you need to activate a switch.
Yeah, this pathway we are gonna walk across through once more later on.
Yeah, and that's primarily because this particular coliseum we're going to enter into is like a huge elevator. So we're going to go down after we defeat the first enemy here.
As Dixon thinks it's interesting to have us fight our way up to him.
Yeah. So the next enemy here is a behemoth enemy. It's one of the few you battle in the game. Yeah, that can happen.
Yeah, this climber wall is also especially narrow, so it's impossible to get past them.
Yeah.
Maybe it might be possible as rookie, but yeah.
Yeah, it's probably easiest to climb up as Ricky, but because you're smaller than the rest of them. But
Yeah,
at the same time, you're Ryan, and you're like the biggest character. And you should be able to shove them off. It's sort of weird like that, I guess. But anyway, yeah. So activating the switch. As long as you activate the switch here, you're good. But if you don't, it's really bad.
yeah.
Because
If you
especially after
forget
jumping.
to use that switch and then go up all the way again, you just have to go down again and do the same thing.
Yeah, it's because the only landmark you get is like at the very start of Prison Arms. It's very brutal if you miss it, and then you jump down. It's kind of funny because one of my PBs, I had to like the audio. I think went out. Oh, you almost hit the whole one.
In my
Yeah, we
PB,
haven't
I jumped onto the teleporter and then
Oh, really?
yeah, and slid into that.
All right, yeah. So yeah, we're making our way back to the arena and we're gonna fight the Master Obart.
I love these forced encounters before the boss.
Yeah, that's in this particular area. Yeah, I just use Soul Drive against him.
Well, I used to charge up Magnum charge then.
Magnum Charge, yeah. I noticed. I see a lot of new runners use Magnum Charge on the Behemoth, but it's not necessary. Like, the biggest thing in New Game Plus is making sure you manage your talent gauge very well, because if you don't, you'll be stuck against like another particularly powerful enemy and you don't have that sort of weapon against it.
Yeah, now we're at the second part we went through on our first visit. Only after
it's a-
chasing through half of the entire prison island.
Yeah, this
Those three warp desert just grand passes are part of an interesting encounter chain as well. If you kill them, the next pair of enemies will spawn at the teleporter we're going to. If you kill those as well, a unique enemy will spawn right in front of you if you are making it here.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, unique monster conditions actually. I
Yeah.
definitely remember it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's the only unique enemy that spawns after killing normal enemies, I think.
And we're on the
Outside
final,
of quest exclusive ones.
yeah, we're on the final explorable floor in the game. Well, freely explorable. And basically we have to activate a belt. Yeah, a back bell tower. And it's something pretty interesting.
Yeah.
On 60 Hertz, this is a pretty much a easy walk, but on 50 Hertz, you always get spotted by the unique monster. and it's kind of scary. Yeah,
That
so
one?
the unique monster. Yeah, the big one. Yeah. Yeah, in 50 Hz you just avoid the on 60 Hz you just avoid the unique monster, but on 50 Hz you always get spotted by the unique monster. So you have to do some really interesting movement up the tower in order to not get aggroed again. So
Yeah, the next interesting thing about 50 Hz is that energy thing
energy
moving,
being, yeah,
energy being moving the
yeah, it's out of
in-
sync.
yeah, in 50 Hz, one of those two moves as it should be, and the other moves in 60 Hz instead,
Yeah.
I guess.
Also, the dragon comes in much earlier on 60 Hz and 50 Hz. Because the dragon just knows it's time to come on 60 Hz, while 50 Hz. There's like a shaking delay, and then the dragon's just not there until like a few seconds later.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really funny. But yeah, you need to save Magnum Charge for this dragon. It'll use the Still Sky, so it fly up in the air.
Oh. Well,
And yeah. So now we have the Dragon's Eye, we can put it in the altar,
and finally get the teleporter to the highest floor.
the elevator. On 50 Hz, if you run up there fast enough, you can get one of your allies on the elevator and they get pushed up. So they just disappear into the sky. So this is like the only cutscene you can't skip.
Yeah, if you skip
it, you'll
yeah.
automatically say no.
Yeah. That's the only cutscene you aren't allowed to skip because it has an actually important choice in it.
Yeah. But after that, we're on the point
Well,
of
it's
no return.
it's the only cutscene to have a choice at all.
Yeah.
All the other ones are in dialogue.
Yeah, and compared to other Xenoblade games, this particular point of no return is kind of significant because the boss battles are actually pretty hard.
Yeah, if you go in unprepared, they can
Yeah, in the game, yeah.
kill you a lot. And you should really remember to save beforehand if you're unsure.
Yeah, so for the first thickness phase, you want to build up your talent gauge as well as like punch him and do all the arts until he hits half HP. The moment he hits half HP, he's just going to use Chaos Punish, which ends the fight. And then for the final phase, you just make him charge you back. Well, he tried to run away. He really tried to get away.
And yeah, with after the first fight, he almost has us down, but we managed to get out by pretty much channeling the same power Maineth and Lanza had while they were inhabiting them.
We're in space, by the way.
Yeah, we're in space. That is Saturn.
Yep. Photorealistic images of space. I wonder how they're gonna put this in HD because they're already photorealistic. So
Oh yeah. Also, each pathway has a ghost version of the past fight. I think the first was Monka or Metal Face.
yeah, and then
Then Zord, then the Telethia, and then Gadot.
around Telethia, yeah. Then yeah. The around Telethia is just weird, but okay. Or maybe it's not that random at all because it was in a cutscene actually with Alvis to take care of Metal Face in the first one. I think that's the case. Can't remember exactly, but yeah. Should we point out that
Hmm?
time is coming up soon because we're approaching the final
Oh yeah,
boss battle?
we are close to first phase, so yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so the final boss has 3 phases, and it's the final hit on the final phase that is when time is called.
And yeah, the theme of the fight is that Shulk, despite actually not being supposed to be able to, can still see visions, though with a bit of difficulty at first.
Yeah, the gimmick to this fight is, or the gimmick to all the phases actually is to hit the action command at the right time.
Yeah.
So you get the vision. Otherwise, if you fail to hit it at the right time, you won't see the vision.
That was...
You forgot to use Magnus Charge for the sword drive.
Oh well.
Alright, so second phase is down, and now we're on the final phase. So the
Yeah.
final phase is actually the least HP of all the phases.
Yeah, the final phase is just, we finally got the True Monado, so take him down.
Yeah, but we're not
And,
using True we're using Ryan Power, Ryan Time.
And... time.
Good job.
Good job.
I don't
What,
actually...
You wanna know?
Yeah. What was the time in the end? Yeah.
3 hours, 17 minutes and 35 seconds. So
Okay.
underestimate. Is this good or is it bad?
Wait.
It's good.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
I mean,
just as an aside, even though I got a new PB 2 days ago, no, 3 days ago by now, and even though this run was much worse, it would have still been better than my previous PB.
oh,
Yeah,
very
it would
nice.
still have been faster by 14 seconds.
What's your current BB?
3:15:32.
Pretty good. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Thank you for the run, Beenya, and
it
our
was fun.
commentator Aeon Frodo for the 3 hours 17 minutes of Xenoblade Chronicles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any final
Yeah.
words?
We have a Discord,
if you-
speedrunning Discord, if you're interested in speedrunning the game.
Yeah, if you intend to speedrun Xenoblade 1, X2, or Definitive Edition once it comes out, we have a speedrun Discord for that. Depending on the game, it's pretty active.
Yeah.
yeah.
Actually, I think a lot of the games are pretty active now. Like, there's people running 1 now in anticipation for Definitive Edition coming out, and there's people running 2 DLC, and before X was being ran, but Vicky's moved on to 1, so
Yeah,
but
Xenoblade 1 has gotten a pretty big, or a decent revival because of the Definitive Edition being announced.
yeah, and that game's coming out next month, so if you want to help us route a new game, feel free to join us.
Given that there's quite a few glitches being, or a few important glitches being used in the original new game, there'll probably be a lot of rerouting problems to be solved.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah, there's well, 2 or 3 things that if they aren't possible, it will take several hours longer.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Yeah. So the new game run is dependent on one glitch to save, like 5 hours, I think,
No, 3 hours.
or 3 hours,
Yeah.
and then probably another hour or so on another glitch later on.
Actually, it's more like grinding. There's like a specific way that grinding is used in the game where they despawn gorillas. It's kind of funny, but it depends on the draw distance. And I'm pretty sure with the new system, like I think the draw distance grinding is not going to be possible.
Yeah, and then there's the glitch in the clip in the beginning where you can just access a high-level area.
Oh look, there's a guy on the shoulder. That's going to be in Definitive Edition.
Oh,
Not in
yeah.
this game.
Yeah, in the Definitive Edition, they have announced there's from the beginning another story a year later that's going to play on in a new area, and that's probably the Baron's shoulder.
Yeah, well, it was supposed to be included in the original game, but
Cut.
it's going to be in the edition.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I guess that's it.
Yeah,
GG's.
that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
GG's in the chat, and thank you for speedrunning this game.
Yeah. My pleasure.
Let's see.
Thanks for having us again.
Exactly. Thanks for having us.
装填に実験施設を完備